All right, welcome to Real Talk with Kabi and Wil. We got a special guest today, other Wil, an alumni of RSM, has his own movie podcast. What did you say it was called?
Fast Times with Willie B.
Yeah, so welcome. Thanks for coming on. You texted Lynn saying, want to get on the podcast, so
Yeah,
she
for
told
sure.
me, and I was like, got to get him on, so.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yep, thanks for coming on. Yeah, first thing we do anytime we have a guest,
Okay.
top 5 movies. So, do you want to take us through your top 5?
All right, so I have to give an honorable mention to Good Will Hunting and The Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
There's two that didn't
I
make
love,
the list.
I love both those movies.
But I love them. I absolutely adore them. But if I'm going 5 to 1 in fifth, I'm going to keep Ferris Bueller's Day Off there.
Yep.
Just because it was my favorite for the longest. In fourth, I'm going Jurassic Park.
Okay.
In third, I'm going The Lost Boys. I don't know if you guys
Never
are...
seen that. I've heard of
It's
it, but I haven't seen it.
Greatest vampire movie you could ever watch.
Okay.
In second, I'm going to go with Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Little Richard Linklater. And then in first, it's been my favorite movie probably most of my life, Back to the Future.
Oh.
It's just
The-
turning 40 years
the
old
first
this year.
one? The
Yeah.
first one?
I mean, I
Okay.
love them all. I love all three of them.
Yeah.
But the first one, it's just... I actually am going to Steel City Con this weekend to meet Christopher Lloyd and Tom Wilson, Doc and Biff
Awesome.
from the cast. So
That's sweet.
pretty excited for that.
Yeah, Richard Linklater have you seen the Before trilogy?
No, that's one I haven't seen. I have it on my watch list. I've never seen
Those
it, though.
are some of my favorite movies.
I just watched An American Werewolf in Paris, and Julie
Okay.
Delpy, who is the
Oh, yeah.
female love interest in the Before trilogy. She's in that, and it's not her best movie, but
Okay.
so I gotta watch the Before movies to
Yeah, those,
make her
those
look
are
better.
amazing. I have them on, the Criterion Collection.
Yep.
You know what that is?
Yep.
I got when it was 50% off the Barnes & Noble.
You can't beat
I
those
got
the
that,
sales.
yeah. So, yeah, those, you got to watch those. Those
For
are the
sure.
best. But you're like 80s and 90s, those are kind of, that's your favorite,
I mean,
it seems like.
70s through 90s.
Yeah.
I just love pop culture in general from the 70s and 80s and 90s. But yeah, I mean, most of my favorite movies would be 80s for sure.
Yeah. I think Kabi and I have kind of talked about it, like, our favorite, like, decades.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's, like, the 70s.
Mhm.
Like, I just really like the look of it.
Mhm.
Like, Jaws.
Great movie.
All the President's Men, if you've seen that one.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of going blank on other 70 movies. I mean, Star Wars.
Yeah. Rocky.
Yeah.
I love 76 Rocky.
But I don't know, something about the 70s movies. I just really like the look of them, like the way that things were being shot at the time, and
I think they have like a
Yeah.
charm to them.
yeah.
Like it's the lack of new age technology
Yeah.
adds charm, and it's
I like it.
that.
I like the practical effects more.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll see like on Twitter of like people like old like ragdoll physics that they would use in movies
Yeah.
where they just like have like ragdoll and they would just have it like being hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like I saw this clip. I have no idea what movie it was from, but it was this like kid running out into the street and then it cuts and it's this like completely fake ragdoll that looks
Yeah.
like not realistic at all, and then it gets hit by a car, and then it gets hit by another car. It jumps and gets hit by another car, and then it cuts, and it's just the kid gets up and
Yeah.
like walks away.
It's great.
And
They
it's
just didn't care
I
enough
know.
back then. Like
People are too serious now.
I just watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High over again to do a review on it, and there was a scene where have you guys seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I haven't seen that. No.
Great movie from 1982. Add
Yep.
it to your watch list if you don't already have it on there. But Forrest Whitaker, he's a football player in the movie. And there's a scene where he's just absolutely annihilating the other team, and you can see it's not him in the football uniform in some of the shots, and that's just like they didn't care, but it was golden. It was golden.
Yeah.
I love 70s, 80s, and 90s. Is the best stretch of 3 decades I think we get in pop culture in general.
Yeah.
I would agree that those three
Yeah.
probably. I don't know. I 2010s had so much.
Oh.
I mean, every decade has.
Yeah, for sure.
There's always great movies coming out.
Yeah,
but
I like some of the 2010s ones. Like if I could skip over like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2010s. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to 2020. I mean, obviously there's some good 20 after that, but like,
There's some good stuff in
decade's
the
not
2000s.
over yet.
yeah.
There's a really good franchise in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But
What
I'm
would that
big
be?
Harry Potter fan.
Oh, we talked about it last week. Neither of us have ever seen Harry Potter.
I've seen the first one, but I didn't count.
Well,
it
I've
'cause
seen
I
the
didn't
first
speak
one.
English back then.
That's crazy. Well, one of the,
But yeah,
we'll get into it.
I'm just not much of a like fantasy guy.
That's fair.
I've never
That's fair.
I watched the first Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then I didn't watch the other ones because I was like I didn't really. It was. I mean, it was good, but I was like I wasn't like invested in it.
That's fair.
Like I am with like Star Wars and like Sci-fi's my favorite. Like that's my thing.
Yeah.
You said Lost Boy was in there.
Yeah, The Lost Boys. It came out in '87. It's directed by Joel Schumacher, which he did a few of the Batman movies after Tim Burton.
Okay.
And it's just it's almost a coming of age, just fun adventure movie, but it's about vampires.
It's about vampires. And it's good.
It's so good. It's one of those movies that's like the aesthetic alone is so pleasing.
Okay.
Because it uses like the red and the black and like.
Yeah.
It's truly one of.
It's Tim Burton.
No, it's Joel Schumacher. He did
oh.
the Batman movies after Tim Burton stopped after the second one.
So
the bad Batman movies.
Okay.
So I probably shouldn't have said that because you're probably like, oh, this guy's directing it.
Oh.
But
Do you want to give him your Batman hot take? This is the.
It's not
disagree.
crazy. It's not
it
crazy. No, you might hate it. You might hate the movies, but you can't hate the character in that.
Say
Ben Affleck's Batman is arguably the best Batman. Not Bruce Wayne, nothing else, just the pure Batman part.
I have a buddy
Better
who
than
agrees
Christopher
with that.
Nolan.
I have a buddy who agrees with that, but
No, it's Christopher Nolan. Or not Christopher Nolan. It's
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's third for me.
Really?
I'm going Michael Keaton and Robert Pattinson over him.
Yes. I mean,
I don't hate that. I don't
haven't
hate
seen-
that, but I hate Ben Affleck.
If it weren't for Dark Knight Rises, I think Bale would be in my conversation. But I think Dark Knight Rises lost me a bit, like in some of the line delivery from Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, where's the trigger? Like he just got like.
It does get a little too goofy.
It gets
Yeah.
cartoony sometimes.
So I love the classic '89. Can't go wrong with Tim Burton's.
Matter of fact, if I was to criticize Dark Knight, like that movie, I would say The Voice, man. Just they should have really.
Yeah, it's crazy that like he's like not the best part of that movie.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
Batman isn't the best part of the Dark Knight.
I know.
Dark
Heath
Knight
Ledger.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rest
like
in peace.
by a long margin.
Yeah.
And I'd say the Two-Face. That one is Dark Knight, right? Two-Face is in Dark
Yeah,
Knight.
Dark Knight.
Sometimes I get it confused which one is
Yeah.
which. But yeah, I think he's really good in that too.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe better than
some people
Christian
have
Bale.
argued. Some people have argued that he was forced in there. Two-Face.
Two-Face?
But I don't.
I'm here for it.
I don't think so though, because like the whole point of the film is like how a good person. Oh, I think I see. I can see the argument. No, I'm thinking about it.
In
It's
real
coming
time.
together.
You just
No.
understood it.
Yeah, no, it's very forced. No, because he's like super good, like a very good person in the beginning, and all of a sudden he's like willing to kill and stuff like that. It's too much of a switch. It's not a smooth transition.
I like it because the quote we have in the middle of the movie, where it's I don't know it word for word,
That's
but
fine.
you either are a hero or you live long enough to become a villain.
Yeah.
And that's kind
Die
of
the
what
hero or live long.
Yeah.
enough to
Yeah,
become a
yeah,
villain.
and that's kind of what you get with his character arc.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But the Dark Knight's never been. It's actually my third favorite Batman too. I'd put '89 and the Batman ahead of it.
Yeah, that
The Batman was so good.
Yeah.
it was.
I'm
It was
telling
like 7 meets comic books, and I loved it.
It was
you,
great.
the Affleck take is not bad. Just literally put him in a better movie. Is all I'm saying. Is all
I
I'm
guess,
saying.
but you can't separate him from the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's
is the
true.
movie.
He does get hurt by being in those DCEU movies, though.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I agree. You can't separate the movie, but like, I don't know. But like, let's leave it. It's never gonna change anything.
he never really even got his own movie either. I mean, he has Batman v Superman, and then he has Justice
Yeah.
League. Like,
That's
If they made him not kill, like if they made him brutal because Robin dies in those movies or whatever, he would have been even better to me. But like, it's just they made him kill. That's the only thing not Batman about him.
also, if we open up the animated, I might put Mask of the Phantasm ahead of.
I've watched that.
Ahead of
that
Dark
was
Knight as
good.
well. I'd probably put that ahead of Dark Knight as well. Mask of the Phantasm's my favorite Batman animated
I'd
movie.
never seen that till like a year or two ago, and I was like, man, this
Yeah.
is good.
Under the Red Hood's another good one, but I'd probably still put Dark Knight ahead of it.
I mean, like in anything DC animated, it just seems
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you watched in the past week, Kabi?
I've only watched Les Miserables, the musical that you hate. I guess
Well, I don't hate that music. I just
you
don't like
you
musicals.
just don't like musicals in general.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Me
If it's
too.
like-
honest. I mean, I don't
I like La
dislike
La
them.
Land, but that's about it.
I was gonna say La La Land and Tick Tick Boom with Andrew Garfield are the only 2 musicals I really, unless you count like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as a musical or Wizard of Oz, then obviously I like those movies. But like, sorry, I'm not sitting down to watch.
You ever seen The Wiz, the one with Michael Jackson from like the 80s?
I have not.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a musical and it's really weird and like kind of really creepy. but it's got like a lot of good singers in it. Like Michael Jackson like kind of made the movie.
Obviously, Michael Jackson.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Wait, would you consider Thriller a musical? Because it's like,
Is that a movie?
no, like
The music video.
The music video.
No, it's a music video.
I know,
It's
but
not a
like, it
movie.
feels like it's basically a musical. It's like a super short musical.
It's directed by
guess.
a famous movie director,
Who directed it?
John Landis. I'm pretty sure.
Whoa.
Who did
really?
American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
Yeah, much better than Paris.
Really?
If you haven't seen London and Paris, just skip Paris.
I watched half of London and then I like fell asleep.
Okay.
It was good. I liked it. I watched it and then I fell asleep and then I never went around and finished it. That was like 3 years ago.
Nice.
Dude, I recommend Les Miserables though. Like you like it, even though you're not gonna watch it.
I've never seen that one, but I've heard
Isn't
it's a
that- isn't
gauntlet.
that the
like
book?
I've heard.
It's good.
Isn't that the book that's like gigantic?
I have no idea. I don't read.
Okay, but I think it was a book
Yeah.
originally, and the book is like gigantic.
Yeah,
I've heard it's like a chore to get through. If you're
I
not-
like there's a conflict between the two main characters.
Okay.
And you won't stop watching until you realize, until like it gets to the resolution.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't really care about anything else. It's just that conflict is like strong enough to carry
Yeah.
the film.
Are you a big musical guy?
Not really, no.
Okay, so that gives me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you're a big musical guy, that might change things.
Yeah.
But that's what I always tell people with La La Land. I'm like, I'm not a big musical guy, but that movie,
Yeah, no.
that movie's perfect. Like,
It is.
The movie makes me cry, bro.
Me too.
the first time I watched that, I
cried-
rewatched it right
I
after.
cried the last
wow.
like 15 minutes of the movie.
It's so good. I mean, Ryan Gosling's also the man, and Emma Stone's always great
Yeah.
in everything she's in too.
You know a film that didn't make my top 5 list that I'm thinking about now?
What?
I just remembered. Life of Pi. You ever watched that?
I haven't seen
It's a
that.
solid
I know what it's
I
about.
love that movie.
But
It's a
I
very
missed
solid movie.
that. Was
I
like
just realized that.
I was like a couple years too young when it came out.
That movie
like,
made
see
me.
it.
That movie made me question things like my life.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Enlightening.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna go back and add that to my top 5 list.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Anything you've watched in the past week? I'm sure you have.
So in the past week, I've watched The Electric State on Netflix.
I've-
Not as bad as people are saying.
Really?
It is. No. It's
Is it worth $320 million?
Probably not. But it was solid. I
I
watched.
looked at like everybody in that and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
It's like,
it
why
was-
is there so many? Why
it
is
the
there so many
robots? The
people
one
in
with
the
the
Yeah, with
Okay.
Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby
Okay.
Brown. It was solid. Theater wise, I watched A Working Man, The Woman in the Yard, and Death of a Unicorn. Death of a Unicorn was really good. Not really
That's
good. but-
$8.24, right?
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I mean, Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd are always a good time. Will Poulter was hilarious. Woman in the Yard was it made me think, but it left me with too many questions, so I couldn't give it too high of a score. But Working Man was actually a big letdown because I loved The Beekeeper last year, which they're not related, but it's the same
Yeah.
director and Jason Statham. So, and then I rewatched Fast Times, and then I watched Scooby Doo and the Loch Ness Monster last night because why not?
All this in 1 week.
Yeah,
Wow, you guys are.
I usually
something else.
watch like
I watched
400
a whole
movies
lot
a
in the
year.
past week.
I watch about 400 movies a year.
400 movies a year. Is
I
wild.
the past couple years I've been about like 200.
Yeah,
I'm not on pace for that right now.
yeah,
I've just been with sports director stuff.
yeah,
Been a lot busier, but I mean I get my movies in,
yeah.
but not as many.
I'd say like one a month.
1 a month.
is what
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, February I watched 40. That was my
Nice.
that was my busy month. I watched the first 6 Halloweens and all 6 Rockies that month because
Wow.
for content.
How many of the Halloweens are like worth watching?
Okay, so I wrote this down as one of my hot takes. I think there's only one Halloween movie that's actually bad, and that's
Really?
that's Rob Zombie's second one from 2009.
Yeah.
I enjoy every other Halloween, even Halloween Resurrection. It's not a good movie, but it's super fun.
Really?
I think the other 12 Halloween movies are all worth watching.
Like horror genre is like the one that I have probably not gotten into
Okay.
the most. I've only seen the first Halloween.
Okay.
And I thought it was kind of boring.
What?
They're just kind of walking around the whole time, and
That's what he
Jamie Lee
does.
Curtis.
You just said you love the 70s.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis is so stupid.
I mean, it's a horror movie.
I know, but I was like,
I think the 78 Halloween's a 10 out of 10.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got into like horror either. In fact, like my favorite horror movie is The Shining.
Okay.
But besides that, I don't really think
I
I've
just
watched
started
it.
reading The Shining.
The book?
The book by Stephen King.
Is it similar to the movie?
And I mean, I'm only like 30 pages in.
Okay.
So I don't
It's
really
not-
know. But I've heard it's different. And
It is.
Stephen King doesn't like the movie because it was like too different for him.
He's come around. So
Oh, really?
he wrote a sequel to The Shining called Doctor Sleep. And then a movie, that was in 2013. A movie came out in 2019. It's also very, very good. If you like The Shining, I highly recommend watching Dr. Sleep.
Dr.
But
Sleep.
Dr. Sleep took a lot. The director of Dr. Sleep took a lot from the book Dr. Sleep, but used The Shining's ending.
Oh.
And Stephen King was a really big fan of that. And then he ended up coming around on Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you
got
like
to.
The Shining, Dr. Sleep is like your next must-watch.
Could you text me that? I can't,
Dr. Sleep.
yeah, I can't find my. I can't find my form.
It was. I just watched it for the first time actually not
Really?
too long ago, and I was very, very surprised because when you're watching a sequel to a horror movie that's 40 plus years old, you're
Yeah,
like,
I think I've like seen that, and I was like, well, is this just like a kind of money grab type of thing?
That's what you always think.
But yeah,
No, it was really good. It was.
I love The Shining.
And Ewan McGregor's in it. He plays a
nice.
grown-up Danny. So for Star Wars fans out there, Obi-Wan's in it. So
Is you?
Oh, is
haven't
that
you
the
not
old guy?
seen any of the Star Wars?
No, I can't. I
Yeah.
have not.
That's
I
crazy,
keep
too.
saying, okay, today's the day, and it never happens.
never
Yeah.
happens.
Never happens.
I didn't watch any movies the past week, but I've been watching a lot of TV.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that show, Adolescence, like limited series on Netflix?
I've heard
Oh,
of it.
it popped up on like the
Yeah.
recommended.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
It's only 4 episodes. Each
Yeah.
episode's an hour. I went in not really like knowing anything about it, but like hearing it was really good. Dude, I think this was last Tuesday. I was gonna just sit down and watch the first episode, and I didn't get up. Like I watched I sat there for 4 hours straight. I watched all 4 episodes. It is like maybe the most. It's very depressing.
Yeah.
It's basically about this kid who is like charged for this murder of another kid,
Okay.
and the movie kind of like explores like problems with like the school system, the whole like manosphere, like Andrew Tate thing, and how that is like affecting kids, and just like how social media is like affecting kids, and also like the effect of like some like a tragedy on like the rest of like the family.
Interesting.
It's just so good.
I have to add it to my list.
And each episode is shot in one take, so it's an hour straight. It's
Like there's no editing or
Like there's no cut.
no cut.
I mean, obviously there's hidden.
I mean,
cuts.
there's hidden cuts, but it's all together like one take.
Oh,
Like
that's
it all
crazy.
like there's no like movement of time. Like each episode is its own like thing, so it's not like taking place over 4 hours, but each episode takes place over like 1 hour.
Huh.
It's I'm telling you, it's so good. The Stephen Graham plays the dad. You've probably seen him in like a few other things, and he's really good.
Okay.
The main kid is also amazing in this. And this is his first thing he's ever acted in, and like sometimes like child acting can be kind of bad.
Yeah.
But he's a really good performance, especially in the 3rd episode, and the therapist in the 3rd episode is really good too. But this is you guys got to watch this. It's only 4 episodes. It's on Netflix.
Is it only like gonna be one episode? Like, do you think it's over? Or?
Yeah, it's just like a limited like series type of thing, just like one season. But it is so worth watching. It's only 4 episods. But man, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Very heavy show. But it's really good, and it's like a Netflix original, which I was like, can it really be this good? Like because a lot of the Netflix originals, it's just like, come on, like especially recently, like that Electric State movie.
Not as bad as people say.
I know.
But no, it wasn't worth the $320 million, so I know what you're
saying. But that was amazing. And then I also finished season 2 of The Wire. Have you seen The Wire?
I have not. So my friends always make fun of me because I'm not like a big TV show guy.
I usually am not either, but for some reason, like I've been just after watching that adolescence show, I was like, I got to get back into The Wire because The Wire is amazing.
I love sitcoms like Friends, The Office, Shameless, but when it comes to like shows with a story, it's like Stranger Things and Outer Banks is like all I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Shameless?
No, I mean I know what it's about.
I'm watching it for the first time right now. I got 2 seasons left.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not.
I
gonna
really
say.
I like the like limited series.
Yeah.
Like the like 1 season type of things, because I don't like a show where it's like 10 seasons and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Me too.
That's a huge commitment.
I made an exception with Shameless.
Yeah.
I mean I've watched like the like acclaimed shows like Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, True Detective.
Those are the ones my buddies say you gotta watch.
Yeah,
like,
you got to.
I'm like, I watch 400 movies. I don't have time to watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it's tough. Especially when I'm like, would I rather start this show and then have have the commitment where I'm like, I can't watch as many movies.
Yeah.
Or like be able to just watch a movie. But those shows are like very much worth watching, especially The Wire. I've really loved The Wire.
For sure.
Which one is that? The Wire.
It's about it's a police detective drama set in Baltimore.
Okay.
It's really good.
I've heard the first time I heard of The Wire was Family Guy.
Did they do like a?
I don't know. Like somebody, I feel like somebody
of it
made
or something.
Somebody made a joke about
everything.
The Wire.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember the accent. I feel like I remember
The Baltimore accent when they're like two.
No, I remember the accent of the person that said it, but I don't remember who said it. It was like
Baltimore
The
accent is
Wire
crazy.
or something like that.
Yeah.
They're like
The Wire. What is The Wire?
They say like two. I don't know.
What?
Instead of two, they're like two.
Two.
I don't know. It's weird. Baltimore accent's weird. I don't know. But yeah, we usually just do what we've watched recently. So, have you seen Do the Right Thing?
So,
because I rewatched it a couple weeks ago.
I'm so upset you brought that up.
And then I made him watch it. So yeah,
it's actually I added it to my watch list as soon as Netflix added it.
Yeah,
and
that's
a
why
couple
I
weeks
it,
ago,
I saw it got on Netflix.
Me and my fiance were picking a movie. I was like, "Ooh, let's watch this." Like it's been one that's been on my watch list forever. And she's like, "No, I'd rather watch this." And so I still haven't seen it, and that's why I'm upset because I should have watched it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it's okay.
What a movie!
But I've heard it's really good.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I've
amazing.
heard it's Spike Lee's best film.
I'd say so.
So I need to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it this week.
You should.
Since it's been mentioned on here.
Yeah, it's great.
Hold me accountable.
Yeah.
I was
you want to give
surprised.
us a few hot takes?
You want to
give us one?
All right. The Polar Express is one of the worst Christmas movies ever made. It's a 3 out of 10.
Come on.
Every kid on that movie is incredibly unlikable. The Factory is not what I imagine the North Pole to be. And yes, it is must not watch every year for me. Top 5 Christmas movies are Die Hard, Gremlins, Home Alone 1 and 2, and Christmas Vacation. And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I haven't seen Polar Express since I was little, but I did really like it when I was little.
See, I watched it when I was little and I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, and I've revisited it the past few years because my one buddy's like, "Come on, just give it a chance." And every time I'm like, "Dude, every time I watch this, the score goes down." So I just stopped telling me to watch it.
Eventually, it's gonna go in the negative.
Yeah, negative 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
I just don't like the Polar Express.
The animation is definitely creepy.
Yeah, I don't like the animation at all.
Speaking of creepy animation, you guys ever watch the Christmas Carol, like the Disney one?
Yes, also not
you
great.
watched that?
Probably. I think so.
It was like it's got like this very
With Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so scary. Like
I wasn't a fan of it, and I think it's always funny because I always say the 2 Disney animated Christmas movies directed by Robert Zemeckis both aren't good, and that's the Polar Express and Christmas Carol.
Oh, it was the same character.
Yeah, same
That
director.
was so creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's what it is. It's like it's creepy. I'm like, this is not a
I don't
Disney
want to watch
Christmas
this on
Carol.
Christmas.
This is nightmare
Yeah.
fuel.
I'm trying to think of what my favorite Christmas movies are.
It's a really weird topic to bring up. But,
It's a Wonderful Life.
dude. That's my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's so
good.
it's tough because
I didn't watch it for the first time until a couple years ago, and I cried. It was so good.
I watched it in theaters with my mom this past year. It's always been one of me and my mom's favorites.
Yeah.
And I probably should put it in that top 5 list actually now that you said
Yeah.
it. But I'd probably replace Christmas Vacation. But I love Christmas Vacation. There's so many good Christmas movies.
Yeah, I saw Home Alone. You know the Civic Theater in Akron?
Mm-hmm.
I saw Home Alone there.
Yeah.
And then Macaulay Culkin came out after the movie.
That's
and like had
sick.
like a Q&A thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
those Home Alone movies. Are
I
so
cried at watching Home Alone in theater. Like I don't even know why. I just got like it's not like it's kind of emotional at the end, but I got like really emotional at the end of Home Alone.
Yeah, me and my mom, we cried watching It's a Wonderful Life in theaters. It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
That's one of my. I have 11 perfect movies. It's a Wonderful Life is one of my 11 perfect movies.
Yeah.
It's same with Back to the Future.
That's not movie magic making you cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't. It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't cry at movies. I haven't cried at a whole lot of movies, but It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a great movie.
Movie I've cried the most at is Interstellar. I cried 3 separate times
I'll
watching that.
I'll probably go rewatch it actually.
It's on Netflix
Even
right
though
now,
I
isn't it?
rewatched it.
Really?
I think it is.
Is it?
I think it is.
Oh, word.
It might have just been taken off. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
It was on there recently.
Kabi, favorite Christmas movie? Do you have one?
I'll probably say Home Alone.
Yeah.
The first one at least, because I feel like that's the only one I watched. Actually, no, I did watch the second one, but it was a long time
I'm gonna
ago.
count 1 and 2 as one movie. So
Yeah.
they're both.
Yeah,
I'll keep
Okay.
Christmas Vacation in the top 5. Add It's a Wonderful Life. Home Alone 1 and 2 are just one movie because they're both so good.
Yeah. They're great.
Once you lose Macaulay Culkin, it's.
I also watched The Holdovers. I didn't see it when it was in theaters. I saw it this Christmas, but that was really good.
That's another one of my 11 perfect movies. I don't count it as a Christmas movie though. I count it more as like a holiday movie.
Yeah, you know
because
what
it takes place like over all of winter break.
Is Eyes Wide Shut a Christmas movie?
Eyes Wide Shut's a wild movie.
I love that movie.
I do too.
The
It's
first
a great
time
movie.
I watched it, I was like, I mean, I gave it like a 3.5, like out of 5, on Letterboxd. I was like, I mean, this is cool, but I was like, I wasn't really into the story. But then I like kept thinking about the movie for like a week straight, and then I watched it again, and I was like, oh my god, this is like so good. Yeah.
Now, The Holdovers is definitely a Christmas movie if you're talking like the realm of everything. Like if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, The Holdovers is. But The Holdovers to me is better to watch in November, whereas Die Hard's like a Christmas Day movie for me.
Okay.
The Holdovers, I watched that in theaters when it came out, and then
Yeah,
like 2 days later I went and watched it again. And I always tell my friends when I tell them to watch them, I'm like, it's a wintry night. You're having a bad night. You're crying. You're driving to your mom's house. You walk into the house. The fire's rolling, and you get in front of the fire, and your mom gives you a hug. That's that movie.
Yeah.
It's just a warm hug by the fire while you're shedding some tears.
Paul
That's The
Giamatti is
Holdovers.
so good in that.
I wanted him to win Best Actor that year.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't going to beat Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
But I really was hoping Giamatti would somehow upset the Oscars.
So good.
I was a big
How about
Giamatti fan.
that actor, the kid? I heard he was like a theater. He was just a theater kid.
Dominic Sessa,
that was like his first like movie role, right?
Yeah, he auditioned and Paul Giamatti handpicked him. Paul Giamatti said that's who I want to play.
That's really cool.
And so it was Dominic Sessa's first.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, Giamatti picking you.
Especially when like you hear like those reports now of like you have to have a certain amount of followers on Instagram to like be cast in this movie, which to me is like dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, if you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dominic Sessa was great. Divine Joy Randolph, she won an Oscar for her performance. She was great. It's just one of those movies that it makes you feel good.
Yeah. I can already you could tell like the first time you watch it, like it's a classic. Like you're gonna be watching it again.
Yeah. I have to restructure my Christmas rankings because I guess you could probably. I just always watch that in November. I've watched it in November the past 2 years. It's my Thanksgiving movie, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't understand why that didn't come out like around Christmas because it came out like in like October, November.
Yeah, it came out like the first weekend of November, but like the day early was almost Halloween. I'm pretty sure.
I know. I was like, why? Like, why is this not? Why don't you wait a month and have it come out like
or even wait
week
a
before
week
Christmas?
Like, yeah.
I didn't understand that because
there was a loaded year that year. I mean, like Christmas Day already had the Iron Claw and Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, and then like if you're talking Thanksgiving weekend, I think Thanksgiving weekend was a Disney movie. The Iron Claw is another 10 out of 10, dude.
Dude, nobody talked about that movie like for Oscars or anything.
It was so snubbed.
Why didn't he get nominated for anything?
That was Zac Efron's best performance ever.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah.
The wrestling one.
Yeah.
I have the action figure, the Kevin Von Erich action figure that A24 released. Dude, I love.
I got a
that
poster
movie.
of it because you know the Nightlight Theater in Akron.
Yeah.
They like did like a sale, like selling like all their old posters and stuff, and it was like $5 for that poster.
Oh, that's sick.
So I got it.
Yeah, dude, I loved the Iron Claw.
My mom and I like, because I saw that with my mom, we walked out of the theater like just like crying so hard.
That movie's so sad.
Yeah.
And to think they left the brother out of the movie.
Yeah.
Because it would be
my God.
too unbelievable, is what the director said.
Yeah.
To have another brother die.
It was. Did you see it?
No, I have not.
It's like this like wrestling family, like kind of like WWE.
Yeah.
And they just had like.
Within a couple of years.
Yeah, like so it was like this like mom and dad, and then there was these like was it 4, 5?
So in real life
total.
there was technically 6 in real life
6?
because the
God.
one brother died when he was real little. Remember the kid
Okay.
that died in the puddle that they talk about during the movie?
Oh yeah.
In the movie there's only 4 grown up, but in real life there was 5 grown up, and 4 of them died within like 2 years of each other.
And it was just like the most like horrific, like ways they could like most sad. Oh my God.
It was so heartbreaking. I mean, the final 15 minutes of that movie.
Oh my
God. Like when you've got Carrie and then the brothers seen.
This is a real story. Like
it's a real story.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And but then there was the one brother that lived, and he's like still alive today.
Yeah, that's who Zac Efron played. But the director was asked why he left one of the brothers out, and he said it'd be too unbelievable to kill another brother. And I'm like,
those based on real life.
But it's real life. Yeah.
Damn.
So Mike was actually a mixture of the 2 youngest brothers. The character was.
Okay.
So, yeah, there was actually a brother left out of the story.
Honestly, so that movie, I mean, obviously was so sad, but I honestly went away with that movie like not feeling like so depressed, but honestly like kind of like a little like hopeful because of like the last like shot in the movie of like Kevin was the one who survived, right?
Yeah.
And like the real life photo of him with like his giant family
Huge
around
family,
him.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, like I can't like because like he like was able to live a life after that. So that was like I kind of went like away from that movie like not feeling completely depressed.
The backyard
still,
scene
like,
though.
Oh my god.
I was a brother once. I like texted my brothers after the movie. I was like, I just want you guys to know I love you.
Yeah, I just could not believe that didn't get nominated for anything.
No, I thought Efron should have been nominated. I thought Durkin should have been nominated for director. I thought the movie should have been nominated for best picture. And I think
Even
that it honestly
best
cinematography,
editing.
Yes.
I loved the editing when they were in the like fights when they would have like the old school like.
That might be my favorite
graphics.
A24 movie.
Yeah. Did you see The Brutalist?
I did not.
Oh my god!
It came out because it was like delayed in America or not, or like wide release, and I was not in town when it was in Canton for the weekend, so I didn't get to see it. But
it is.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's my favorite movie of last year.
I'm just bummed because of Adrian Brody's speech. I was hoping Timothée Chalamet would win. Best actor. I'm a big Chalamet fan.
Yeah, I thought he should have won for Dune. Too.
I was surprised he wasn't nominated for Dune, but I did love A Complete Unknown as well. Yeah.
You know,
Chalamet's the man.
Yeah, Iron Claw was I had it second, my second favorite movie of 2023, behind Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay, it was my number 2 behind The Holdovers.
Oh, okay.
I think I had Spider-Verse in like 5th.
Mm-hmm.
I think 4th I had Guardians 3, and 3rd I had Dumb Money. I loved Dumb Money.
Really?
Yeah.
With the Paul Dano movie?
yeah.
I didn't see that.
Dude, it's a really good movie.
Really?
Diamond Hands.
Is Behind the Spider-Verse 2024?
That was 2023.
Okay, I was gonna say
I saw that.
And then
twice
Beyond
in
will
theater.
be like 2029 maybe, if we ever get an announcement for it.
Yeah,
it's supposed to come out in 2024.
Yeah, there was no way that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
They can take their time.
2024 is crazy.
Yeah,
I loved Across the Spider-Verse.
I love both Spider-Verse movies. I mean, I love all the Spider-Man movies in general.
Me too. Because I remember before
even Garfield's.
before No Way Home came out. My sister and I like went back and watched like because she had never seen any of them, but she wanted to watch it. So we went back and watched like all of them, and I was like, dude, the Andrew Garfield ones aren't that bad.
They're not.
Like especially
it's
the
when you
first
compare
one.
them to Tobey's first.
Yeah,
two,
especially the first one. The first one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Second one.
Tobey's my favorite though.
See, the second one, I think people only like it's too long. I think they do too much with the parent storyline.
Yeah.
But I also think people just hate the look of Electro.
Yeah, he did not look good.
But the thing is that second movie with the Gwen death, that's one of the most powerful comic book scenes I've ever watched.
That scene is good.
Like when he's holding her at the bottom, and then I love in No Way Home how he catches MJ and she's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Like, but that scene in Spider-Man 2, I mean, that's like instant tears for me.
Yeah.
I didn't like Electro at all. Actually, I don't think he was a good villain at all. Like I felt like
I enjoyed him. I like the Power Grid scene a lot.
Yeah, that was good.
Which do you guys like more of the Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 1 or 2?
2.
2?
Yeah.
I like the first one more.
Dude, I mean, I can see why.
Just because of Willem Dafoe.
That's fair. I was gonna say.
I love Willem Dafoe.
I think I like Kabi more than Doc Ock.
Yeah.
But dude, that train scene in Spider-Man 2 is so good.
I just like the Peter Parker parts. More in the second one.
Yeah.
It just feels so relatable. It's what makes me like him.
Yeah.
What about the third one? Why are you not going to mention the third one?
I just assumed it wasn't your favorite.
It's not. Yeah. It's third of 3. I still like it though.
No, it's not terrible.
I like it. Terrible. It's good.
It's not. No, it's just not terrible.
Okay.
I think it's. I mean, I think I'd probably say like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is my least favorite Spider-Man movie, and I'd probably still give it at least a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's good. I just don't think if you're comparing it to the rest of Spider-Man, that's when you're like.
I don't know. Honestly, my least favorite might be the second.
The one where they go to London.
Yeah.
Far From Home.
I did not.
I love Far From Home.
Like that one. very
Really?
much.
I liked them. I don't
Homecoming is my favorite of the Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire ones.
I watched Homecoming and Far From Home actually this past weekend, but I didn't log them because it was while I was at a concert and they were on a TV with no sound. But I knew what was going on because I've seen them so many times. But I was like, I don't feel right logging
he
these.
was he was playing the audio in his head.
In my head,
He
I'm
was
like,
watching.
yeah. The scene when he's handing over Edith, I'm like, I know every word they're saying. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like Spider-Man with the whole with all the gadgets and
Technology,
stuff.
yeah. It's
that's
just-
fair.
I like him. I like him as just.
That's why I'm excited for 4.
That's
like
why.
a more
Yeah, me
grounded
too.
Spidey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why Homecoming is my favorite because it's just kind of like him just figuring it out.
I love Homecoming because it feels like a John Hughes. It feels like Ferris
It
Bueller's
does,
Day Off.
yeah.
Spider-Man.
It does.
Spider-Man's Day Off. That's what it
Right.
feels
Well,
like.
I don't know why I liked that one and not
Yeah.
the actual Ferris Bueller.
I don't know because it's great.
You just like Spider-Man. That's okay.
Yeah,
Spider-Man's the
that's
man,
why.
dude.
He is. He's my favorite.
Spider-Man or Batman? Who are you guys going with?
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
all day.
Batman.
Yeah.
I'm a DC fan. So.
Majority rules, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
You're
Opinions
out.
don't matter.
No. Me and my buddy, he's a huge Batman fan, and we always just will go at it. Like, Spider-Man's better. Batman's better. I think they're the two best.
I think Spider-Man is beating Batman. I've heard people say the otherwise, and it's just like, come
Spider-Man
on,
wrapping him up with the
yeah, like,
webs.
what are we doing, guys? Come on.
Oh, I'm not talking about who wins a fight. I'm talking about like, who do you enjoy more.
Yeah.
No,
And I think if you're talking like just their movies, it's not a debate that Spider-Man and Batman are the best. Especially like
Yeah.
DC. I mean, if you're trying to watch good movies in DC, you almost have to go to Batman.
Yeah.
and video games.
Or animated.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see though. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited for July. I'm excited to see Superman. I'm probably a little more excited to see Fantastic Four though.
cannot
I'm just
wait.
saying.
I cannot
I'm super
wait.
excited for Fantastic Four. And then
Yeah.
Jurassic World's also coming out. That I love the Jurassic franchise. So
I feel like Superman, the new Superman, and the Fantastic Four give off the same vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that month's gonna be crazy. I was talking to I have a lot of friends at the Canton Cinemark because I go there
Dude.
every Thursday, and we were talking about how like July is just gonna be so busy for them because week 1's Jurassic World, week 2's Superman, week 3's I Know What You Did Last Summer, and week 4's Fantastic Four. Yeah, and then there's Smurfs movies thrown in there somewhere too.
Sprinkle.
Yeah,
Why don't we have a theater in Alliance?
We
It's
used
so
to.
crazy. I know.
we used to.
It's so crazy.
It was very outdated. I liked it for when it was.
I don't care.
I liked it for when it was
I
like
don't
movies
care.
I wasn't super excited for, and I was like, it's cheaper. But I would go to Tinseltown for Marvel reviews anyways because they have XD or like movies I was really excited for.
Yeah.
I actually went to like the last day it was open and watched Elvis.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Austin Butler.
Wait, when did they close?
It was a
When
little
will
bit
Elvis
after
come out?
COVID.
Oh.
It was yeah. I mean, it was Elvis. When was Elvis? Was that 2022 or is that 20? That was 22, right?
Probably 22.
Yeah,
I think.
it was summer of 22, so July of 22,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
July or August of 22.
It just stinks. I hate having to drive a half hour to go to Canton to see a movie.
Yeah, and now it's Meyer.
Yeah.
I used to. I work in Canton on
Oh.
Thursdays, so that's it works out because Thursday's
Oh.
release day.
Yeah.
So I work in office, and I'll just go to the movies after work.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that works out for me.
I saw the Brutalist at. I drove there to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So good. You have to watch it.
I'll have to check it out.
It.
Is it on streaming yet? I feel like I saw
Uh,
it. It might be like for rent on Prime.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. The Bob Dylan movie just went on streaming. I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna watch that again.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Chalamet.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Me too. He's the best.
He is.
Next hot take. What
All
we
right,
got?
let's see. So you guys aren't big horror fans, so I won't say my other Halloween one.
What?
Have you guys ever seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yeah, of course.
That movie's not good.
I
Not
haven't
good?
seen
That
it.
movie is not good.
Oh.
Hereditary is also not good.
Oh, come on. Hereditary is one of my favorite horror movies.
Hereditary is a 6 out of 10 at best,
No.
and Everything Everywhere All at Once is a 4 or a 5 out of 10.
I do think Everything Everywhere All at Once is a bit corny.
Dude, the Everything Bagel
Um,
being the almighty god, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
That movie's dumb.
Uh,
Jamie Lee Curtis does not deserve an Oscar because
Yeah,
that was
that
just
is
that was a
crazy.
legacy Oscar. And honestly, it didn't deserve 7 Oscars.
yeah, no, I would probably agree with you on that.
I'm okay with Heat Quake on getting Best Supporting Actor, and I'm okay with Best Editing because that movie was very well edited. But Banshees of Inisherin and The Fablemans were better
Yeah.
from that year. I don't know if you guys have seen those ones.
Or what'd you say?
The Banshees of
seen
Inisherin.
Fablemans.
That movie's so good.
I
so
do have.
good.
I still need to watch that.
Oh,
It is so good, bro.
It's so good.
Oh, what a movie!
you rolling?
I'm actually surprised. Like based off like the movies you like talk of, like that's
Yeah, I know,
That's
that's-
a Will
I know.
movie.
I need to watch it.
Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, no, I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. I was not a fan.
But Hereditary, you don't like Hereditary at all.
No, it's a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for me is decent.
Okay.
But I think it's incredibly overrated.
For me, after the first time after I watched it, I always get recency bias.
Okay.
That's
normal.
Every time, like, anytime, like, this happened to me yesterday. I listened to an album and I was like, oh my god, this is the best album ever. And then I listened to a different album today and I was like, oh, this is the best album ever.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. After I watched Hereditary, for like a couple weeks, I thought it was the best movie ever.
Yeah.
I think the
1, 2, 3.
the symbolism of like family dynamics and everything, and that movie to me is just like about grief.
Yeah.
And I just really like the way it was portrayed in it.
I'll drop another hot take.
And I love the soundtrack in that movie.
If Hereditary was in the Halloween franchise, it'd be the 10th best movie.
Oh wow.
Okay. I don't even know what to.
Nobody will ever agree with me on that, but that's what I'm saying.
No, I love Hereditary. I like Ari Aster. I think is. I think I've seen all. Has he made? What has he made? 4 movies.
He's done what? Hereditary, Midsommar, Beau is Afraid. I think that's it, right? Only those 3, right? Does he have a 4th one?
I don't know. Beau is Afraid was weird.
I haven't seen Beau is Afraid, and I haven't seen Midsommar because honestly, after I watched Hereditary, I was a little worried I wasn't gonna be an Ari Aster fan. So
I mean, that's okay. He is a very
acquired taste. Here's my thing with Hereditary. I thought it was incredibly predictable. Like. When when they were going to the party and like they had stressed the peanuts and they had zoomed in on that pole for 35 seconds, I was like, she's gonna eat peanuts, they're gonna drive home, and she's gonna hit her head or something off the pole. And when it happened, my sister was like, "How the hell did you know that?" And I was like, "I think they set it up."
But
and
I kind of think that was like a predestined thing.
And then like the scene when her and her husband are arguing.
The reason they do that is to show that like everything that happened was like predestined by that like God or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. The other one is when they're in the living room and the husband takes the book out of her hand. I was like, if he throws it in the fire, he's gonna go up in a blaze. And he threw it in the fire and went up in a blaze. My sister's like, "Have you seen this before?" I'm like, "No, this is one of the most predictable movies I've ever watched."
No, I don't know. I really like it. And I like the kid's performance. Whatever the guy's name is.
Wolf. Was it Alex Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Naked Brothers Band.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Naked Brothers Band. See, that was like my generation of children's show, like kids Nickelodeon.
Like their like soundtrack or whatever on CD.
Hell yeah.
When I was little. But yeah, no, I really like Hereditary still. But
yeah,
I
need to rewatch it.
I can see not liking it.
I need to rewatch it. I've watched it once and it just wasn't for me. I'm glad I said it though, because I didn't.
You're gonna rewatch it. You just called it
like
predictable.
I know. Maybe I'll get more scared. I don't know.
Beau is Afraid is weird though.
That's what I've heard. I love
it.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I liked it, but it was I don't know if I made my friends go see it in theater with me, and we had to sit, like, all the seats were, like, taken, so we had to sit in the front, the very front, which I hate, and it was,
like... the front's brutal.
It was a weird experience.
Yeah, you're just like...
But, I don't know, yeah, Midsommar's good, too. I like that one. But, yeah, he's only made 3 movies. He made, like, a short film.
Okay.
The Thing About the Johnsons, have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, don't watch it.
Don't watch it?
It's
okay.
weird.
Now I want to watch
it. I can't say what it's about.
Yeah.
Like on a podcast.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's bad. It's really weird. I can tell you.
Are you guys Robert Eggers fans?
Yeah, I've only seen The Lighthouse and Nosferatu.
Okay.
I watched The Lighthouse.
I think.
Definitely watch The Witch and the Northman. All 4 of his movies are fantastic.
I need to watch those. Yeah.
He's doing a Labyrinth movie next, which I'm pretty excited for. Yeah.
I liked Nosferatu a lot. I thought it was really good.
I liked it a lot too. I just brought up Robert Eggers because I feel like, along with Ari Aster, they're 2 of the up-and-coming horror directors that everybody's talking about.
I need to rewatch The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse was awesome. I love Willem Dafoe, dude. Anytime Willem Dafoe's in a movie, you know you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
I think his worst
Robert
movies...
Pattinson.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. Robert Pattinson lately. I've never really gotten into the Twilight stuff. But
yeah, no.
Post Twilight.
Did you see Mickey 17?
Dude, Mickey 17 was awesome.
I liked that. I liked that movie a lot.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
I'm so sad that movie bombed though. Like.
Yeah,
that's what I hate.
I just don't really care.
It's all these people. Everybody talks about how there's no originality in Hollywood.
I know.
But anytime an original movie comes out, nobody goes and sees it. But Disney releases Snow White, and it's horrible. It's a 4 out of 10 on a good day. And it makes $16 million opening night. Like, why are we going to see Snow White but not Mickey 17?
I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with movies going to streaming so quick.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh, I'll just wait till streaming. Like, no, go see it.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate in keeping theaters alive.
Me too.
I mean, I went to the theaters 3 times this past weekend.
Nice.
So I usually go at least twice a weekend, just because I go to all new releases. And some weekends they're 4. Like I went to 4 2 weeks ago. Tried to do 5. My fiance said no. So weddings off. No, I'm kidding.
If we had a theater here in Alliance, I would probably go to way more. But it's like having to drive a half hour just is like.
I think working in
not
Canton
the best.
definitely helps with my going there so much.
Even in Akron, like when I'm like at home, it's like the closest is Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah.
Of like an actual theater, or like I mean I love the Nightlight, but I mean they only have like independent movies and stuff. And foreign, but they also are getting a second screen. Yeah, which is awesome. I'm so excited for that. But
you guys like drive-ins?
I've never been to one.
Really?
I don't even know where they're.
I've only been to them twice. There's one in Ravenna. That's the one I've gone to twice.
I don't know if I've ever been out there.
And I don't know why I don't go to more because I love them.
Drive-ins? Seems like it'd be cool. Like I would like to see like.
Oh, like the.
I would love to see like
Oh,
Jaws on a drive-in.
So I went. The first time I went to drive-in was actually one of me and my fiance's first dates back in high school. We went and saw The Conjuring 2 and The Nice Guys. Was a
what a combo!
I know, it's such a weird combo. Which I love both of those movies, so it was a great night. It was a great night. And then I went a couple years ago to see Scream 6 and Dungeons and Dragons. But back during COVID, apparently they were doing a bunch of old movies because no new movies were coming out, and I'm so upset I missed it. Yeah. Like they were doing like The Lost Boys. My friend saw The Lost Boys in theaters or in a drive-in. I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. Place Park, they did Jaws on their screen, and you get a float and you sit in their lake while you watch it.
I don't know if I would do that. I know I'm in a lake, but I don't know.
It piques my interest.
It does.
Like sitting in the water while watching Jaws, I feel like would just add an extra layer of suspense to the movie.
Yeah. But. What are like some movies that you would love to have been able to see in theaters?
Okay.
That like aren't in, like obviously you can't see now.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Lost Boys. Fast Times. I mean, all of the movies that were on my top 5 list. Obviously, Days Confused in theaters have been cool. My dad was in the Navy in the 90s, and he was actually out in like the LA area when Jurassic Park came out. And my uncle was visiting him the week it came out, and they went to like the premiere out there. Dang. And he always tells me that story, and I'm like, oh, I envy you. Yeah. I wasn't even alive. I didn't have the option to go see it in Canton, let alone Hollywood. But yeah, I mean.
Just some of your favorite movies.
Yeah, Good Will Hunting in theaters would have been cool. I think like epic movies too. Like I think this first 3 Star, which I've seen Return of the Jedi in theaters because they did a re-release on it. But like seeing Star Wars when it came out in '77 was probably like mind blowing.
Yeah, my dad was like 8 years old when that came out.
Yeah,
or he was 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said he saw it like 6 times in theater.
Like Jaws would have been cool in theaters.
Oh my gosh.
My dad and uncle always tell me about when they were kids and they went
2001, A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
If you're a sci-fi guy, oh my god.
Yeah.
That might be my number one. That or Interstellar probably.
Okay.
But
I've also got to see some great nothing. No Way Home is one of the greatest theater experiences I've ever been to.
That was really fun.
Endgame was another great one as far as Marvel movies go. Unfortunately, since like COVID, I feel like theater experiences are, other than No Way Home, are a little lackluster because nobody goes to the theaters anymore, unfortunately. But I'm trying to keep them alive.
Yeah.
You know?
at the Nightlight, I saw Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind on Valentine's Day.
That's awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
And he didn't tell me about it.
I'm sorry,
I only found out after.
I did get to see Silence of the Lambs in theaters. Back in February, Cinemark did a Love You to Death movie series. So like February 1st was Silence of the Lambs, February 2nd was Bram Stoker's Dracula, February 3rd was Midsummer, and they just did like 5 straight days of like horror love movies. But me and my fiance went and saw the Silence of the Lambs, and dude, I was like a little baby in a candy store. I was just smiling. Yeah. Like it's like the most sinister story, and I'm just sitting there like.
I got to see Lawrence of Arabia in theater.
That's sweet.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
They had an intermission. More movies need to have intermissions.
Yes.
Intermissions are awesome.
Speaking of intermissions.
The Brutalist had an intermission.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
I went and saw the Godfather trilogy last summer during the Italian American Festival. The Canton Palace Theater showed the entire trilogy back to back to back in one day. So me and my buddy went, and the first and second movie had intermissions, and there was an hour break. So like in between the hour breaks, me and my buddy would go down to the Stromboli stand and get a Stromboli.
Oh my gosh.
Get a cannoli.
That's the authentic. That's the way to watch it.
Yeah, and that was actually my first time seeing the Godfather trilogy.
Wow.
Another hot take: Godfather 3 sucks.
I don't know if that's
that's not really a hot take.
I mean, it's got solid score. I mean, nobody thinks it's as good as the first or second, but like I don't think it's a good movie at all. I don't think there's a redeeming quality in that movie.
My hot take was the Godfather's. overrated. It's good, but
The
overrated.
first one's perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one I don't like. I mean,
Really?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It's just it wasn't all that.
That's fair. That's fair. And I don't feel like that's. I mean, I don't know. I feel like our generation, it's tougher with attention spans and stuff. Like, it's a long movie. It is. And I think if I'm gonna knock anything on the Godfather movies, it's probably pacing because they're 3 hours long.
Yeah.
They're a chore to get through, but I do love that first one.
It's dumb, but you ever seen that Family Guy clip? That the Godfather clip.
It insists upon itself. What does that even mean?
That's exactly how I felt. Like,
It insists upon itself.
It's like this movie
That doesn't mean anything.
upon itself. No, I think it just like it feels too important. Like it tries to be too important, which it is, I guess.
What you got to do is figure out when the Palace is doing it, because the Palace is an old theater, so it's like really cool watching there.
Yeah.
Get a cannoli. And then watch The Godfather at the Palace. We'll rent the Palace out and we'll watch The Godfather trilogy.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I never really had.
You didn't get the true Italian experience, you know.
What was for you guys the movies that, or like a specific movie or like a movie experience that kind of like made you fall in love with movies? You think? Because I know my specific exact one.
Mm-hmm. I do too, actually. When I was a kid. And my parents first separated, my dad moved in with my grandparents. So we lived with my grandparents for a little bit. And every Monday night, we would do a movie night. And the first 2 weeks were Jaws and Jurassic Park. And those were like the first
picks.
2 movies that weren't Finding Nemo and The Incredibles or Toy Story that I had watched. And it made me instantly fall in love with movies. From there, I really got into the horror genre too. And I got into Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Out. Like, I really got into the 70s and 80s and 90s because watching those movies first. And so that's why I have the Jaws around my knee and Mr. DNA were like my first 2 tattoos.
Yeah.
And yeah, those were the 2 movies that got me started. I'm 25 years old and dinosaurs and sharks are still my favorite animals. Yeah, those were the first 2 movies. And I think when you're talking about like 2 movies to get you started, those are 2 of the most iconic you could talk about.
Yeah.
So,
For me, it was, so this was like the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
I did nothing but sit in the basement all day.
Most of us.
I was depressed. I was freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And Taxi Driver was on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
And it was like 1 a.m, and I sat down and I watched Taxi Driver, and I just like could not believe what I had watched. Like, I was just like in a trance. Like it was, and I was like, I remember I've seen like a clip of Leonardo DiCaprio talking about Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Where like you're like you feel for Travis Bickle, and you like the character, and you're like kind of like brought along for the ride, and then he like goes and like goes on his like rampage and stuff, and you're like, oh my god, like I can't believe I've been tricked.
Yeah.
And like the movie just like tricks you.
Yeah.
And I just like, in the music and the way it's like lit, and I had never seen anything like that because I'd never been into movies really.
Yeah.
Like I just watched like, I don't know, I just watched like whatever, if like my dad like was like, you want to watch this movie with me or something, or I'd watch like Marvel movies. I'd never seen anything like that, and I was like, oh, I just like could not believe it. And like from there I was like, I like chased the feeling of that.
Yeah.
And
music goes a long way in movies, man.
It does.
I have a buddy who's like really, really big into like film scores. Like his Spotify Wrapped, his top 5 is always like I want to say John Williams, but I know John Williams isn't his favorite. I can't think of his favorite right now. It does most of Nolan's movies. Why can't I say
Zimmer?
Yeah, Hans Zimmer's always his number 1. And
that's crazy.
But his like top 5 will have like 3 composers in
Yeah.
it. Like Michael Giacchino being there because he's a big Batman fan, the Batman. And he really got me like into, obviously I was always really into the big ones. Like everybody loves John Williams' Hedwig's theme and Welcome to Jurassic Park and like, the big ones, or the main title from The Shining. But he like in general just made me appreciate scores more.
Taxi Driver is, I think, the best.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's like a jazz soundtrack basically, and it's just, it fits so perfectly. Like it like puts you in a like it literally put me in a trance. Like I just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was in the exact right like environment to watch that movie and like get 100% from it.
Yeah.
Like being COVID, feeling isolated.
For sure.
Just like Travis Bickle, and it was the best.
COVID was nice. I watched a lot of movies during COVID because
Yeah.
what else do you do? I played that in the show a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you ever get COVID?
No. Actually, I
Dang.
think I got it
Yeah.
before it was popular to get it.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah,
so
before it was popular, it's crazy.
it was crazy because we were going on a baseball trip with RSM.
Yeah.
Me and Billy were about to go call baseball games down in Florida, and the
Oh,
week
you went there
before,
with them?
the week
Nice.
before we were leaving, I was really sick. I couldn't taste anything. Like I
Oh,
truly thought I
geez.
had it, and
You
I
gave the
went on,
baseball team COVID.
I went on this flight, and I was so sick on the flight. We get there, I instantly go to bed. I woke up next morning fine. And we did the baseball trip. I left the baseball trip a little early to go to another conference through marketing. And I was in New Orleans on Bourbon Street when Louisiana's cops started shutting down the state.
Oh.
And so it's funny because I never was diagnosed with COVID, but I think I had it
Yeah.
right before that baseball trip.
Yeah.
Lynn might remember. I remember coming to one of the meetings and she was like, "You should not be here," because I was just so sick.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I got it, and the reason I was saying that because you said you just played the show the whole time over COVID was, I remember I got it and I like guilted my mom into getting me Red Dead 2.
There you go.
And I just played that for like a week straight.
Yeah. Yeah, I turned 21 a month after COVID.
Dang.
And my fiance got me one of those
Unk.
cameos. Yeah, got me one of those cameos from Shane Bieber for my birthday. And
That's
he's
sick.
like, "I know this isn't the cool time to turn 21, but once everything's clear, we're gonna party on Carnegie in Ontario."
Let's go.
So, but did you have a moment where you fell in love with movies?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a movie.
Yeah.
I had an experience. Like in my village, we didn't like have TVs, like all these like personal TVs, but some people would, and those people would just like start these theaters,
Yeah.
which is just basically their own TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and they would just like everybody would like in a big room that they've made probably, and everybody would show up, and I was like 7 years old, and I'm like, how do those kids get, I was this dumb. I was like, how do those people get in the movies, like in the TV? I don't know why, but like all of a sudden I've just had this like want to recreate that
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whatever, and that's how I got into like making films too.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's sick.
it's pretty much how it went for me.
Yeah.
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 You don't remember the movies that you were watching though?
There were a bunch of African movies,
Oh.
and a definite, especially a bunch of Hindi movies.
Mm-hmm.
But we always thought they were. I guess I can say that in here. We always thought they were American movies because, like, to me back then, probably to my parents, anybody who had less melanin than us was white.
Didn't know the difference.
Yeah, we're just like, we came here, we came to America and we heard a bunch of people speaking Nepalese, and we're like, English sounds different from how we normally, or what is this? That's pretty much how it went.
Let's go. That's a good story there.
Yeah.
Next hot takes. What else you got for us?
Harry Potter's better than Star Wars.
Oh, I mean, I
He's
haven't
gonna
seen
hate
Harry
that.
Potter, but I just there's no way.
I haven't watched either.
The original Star Wars is perfect. It's
but
so
like,
good.
But like, why?
So
It's just amazing, dude.
Star Wars episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6 are fantastic.
I'm only talking about the original trilogy. I honestly don't care about any of the other movies.
Well, I mean, Harry Potter has 8 movies. Though. Okay, if we're going off the original trilogy, I still would rather watch Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of
Really?
Secrets, and The Prisoner of Azkaban than. Now, Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie. I know
Okay.
that's crazy.
Well, which one is that? I always forget.
Episode 6.
Oh.
Yeah, episode 6.
Oh, okay. Mine is A New Hope, so 4.
Oh, so the original.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 4th for me.
Oh, really?
I would go Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith with his 3,
Mhm.
and then Empire Strikes Back. All 3 of those are fantastic, and then I just think a peg below is 77's
Yeah.
original. I enjoy Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace, but they're definitely like a peg below the other ones.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to talk about the Disney trilogy. But,
No, we're good on that. I honestly don't really care about talking about the prequels, but
I mean,
I know a lot of people
Revenge
like
of the
them.
Sith
I
is
just
really
never
good.
I never watched them when I was little. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
the thing with Phantom Menace is if it weren't for the pod racing and the Duel of Fates, that movie would be horrible. Those two
Yeah,
those two scenes carry that movie.
Yeah.
But no, I think Harry
sick Lego
Potter.
set of the pod racers.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Harry Potter 1 through 8, I think the worst movie is an 8 out of 10. I
Okay.
think it's like when you're talking movies that got franchises that got over 5 movies, it's probably, in my opinion, the greatest.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what other. Not a whole lot of franchise. Besides, horror movies get a lot of movies.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
besides that, there's not a lot.
Scream and Evil Dead are both two franchises that do it right. I think both of those franchises don't have a bad installment either. But
yeah, I haven't watched all those, but I think I've only seen 1 through 3, and then I saw 6 of Scream.
Okay.
And I liked them all.
Yeah.
I think they kind of get worse. Like the first is my favorite, and I think all the rest of them aren't as good.
I'd probably go for that. The first is, I mean, easily the best. But I did like 6 a lot. 2's great too. 3rd is probably the worst one, and I still think it's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I haven't seen those two in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, Harry Potter that was one I wrote down before I got here, and then when you guys were talking about how you never seen Harry Potter and you said you like Star Wars, I was like, oh, they're not gonna like this one.
I just love Star Wars. Like that movie is like magic. Like when Luke is looking out at the 2 moons or 2 suns or whatever it is, and it's just the only thing the thing that makes those movies not perfect is the added in after the fact special effects.
Yeah.
I got a like bootleg DVD of like the trilogy without the special effects because I was like, I have to watch it like this.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Me and my buddies, we always have a conversation. Would you rather have a Star Wars? Would you rather have a lightsaber or a wand, like from Harry Potter? And I'm like,
wand, obviously.
Yeah, I mean the wand can take
you
can take the lightsaber out of his hand. Like,
you could probably make a lightsaber out of your wand.
I could put you to sleep, take the lightsaber out of your hand, and just
use the lightsaber.
Slice you in half.
There's probably a spell to like turn your wand into a lightsaber. Or something.
Honestly. So I always thought that was a funny conversation. We do have a friend.
Lightsabers are sick though.
Oh, they are. I mean, if I ever get to Disney, I'm making one 100%. I still love Star Wars. I just like Harry Potter more.
That's fine.
And I think it is, like, as far as quality goes, when you're talking 8 versus the 9 movies, Harry Potter's definitely.
Yeah, if we're talking like the whole overall thing, then it's probably Harry Potter because like Star Wars
went downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just the original trilogy is like some of my favorite movies.
But I would still say, like, if you take my 3 favorite Star Wars and put them against my 3 favorite Harry Potter, I'm still probably going Harry Potter though. Okay. It's just the Harry Potter franchise. It has a lot of charm.
Yeah.
Like, I like the whimsical Hogwarts. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Which he hates.
Yeah.
I don't hate fantasy. I just can't get into it. I don't know. Something just doesn't get me interested like sci-fi does.
There's a store in Salem, Massachusetts called Wilnots or something like that. It's a wand shop, and it looks like the wand shop in Harry Potter. All of Amber's.
Oh, really?
And me and my fiance, the last 2 years we've went, I just get they make like wooden wands, like made of real wood, and I'll just pick a random one and see what I get. And like I got the owl was like the handle the first year, and this past year I got a lion. And like it's just cool. I love wands. They're cool to me.
Yeah.
I know I can't do magic with them, but they look cool on the wall, you know.
All right. What do we got next?
I mean, I have Halloween and Friday the 13th hot takes. I could say them if you guys want me to, but if you guys haven't seen the franchises, they might not have much weight.
I haven't seen any of the Friday the 13th.
I was going to say Halloween 3 is the second best Halloween movie, even though Michael Myers isn't in it. And then Friday the 13th 2009 remake is better than the original.
Oh.
Yeah, that means nothing to me.
Sure.
You know, whatever you say goes.
Oh, I guess I have. Did you guys watch the 2025 Wolfman that came out a few months ago?
No.
The movie's getting a lot of hate. I also want to say that movie was great.
Oh. Okay.
Wolfman? What is that about?
It's just like
literally a Wolfman.
Yeah, it's like. Have you ever seen the 1941 Wolfman, the Universal Monster movie?
No.
Universal Monster movies are movies you guys got to watch if you like movies.
The old ones, or
like
just
30s and 40s and 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
King Kong? No King Kong.
He's not a Universal Monster, but he's also a great 30s movie. But yeah, the Universal Monsters are movies I love as well. I got Creature on my leg. That's my boy.
Would you like to see my list of my perfect movies? I know you said you got 11.
Yeah.
I have a few more than 11. It's
okay.
It's like 30, but you can just look at it real quick.
Movies.
And if you got any hot takes on it.
Got any hot takes? Let's see.
Obviously,
Everything Everywhere All at Once sucks.
Obviously.
Hereditary sucks. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Apocalypse Now, good pick there. Goodfellas, great. Good Will Hunting, so good. Silence of the Lambs, so good. The Sandlot, I love that pick.
Yeah, well, that
Napoleon Dynamite.
yes, that is a perfect movie. I think that is
The Big Lebowski.
Yes, the funniest movie ever.
On my iPhone is set as the dude's iPhone. It doesn't say Will's iPhone.
Dude's iPhone.
No, Napoleon Dynamite, not even as a comedy. I think it is such a like endearing movie, and just like about like weirdness.
Yeah.
I think it's just perfect.
Yeah.
I love Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, my 11, I got It's a Wonderful Life, The Godfather, Jaws, Rocky, Back to the Future, Silence of the Lambs, Jurassic Park, Shawshank Redemption, Good Will Hunting, La La Land, and The Holdovers.
Let's go.
Are my 11 perfect movies. Now, I have like 78 movies I've given a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, me too.
To me, a 10 out of 10 isn't perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
But a perfect movie has to be a 10 out of 10.
A perfect movie is like something that like moves me like in a way that
Yeah.
like other movies don't.
Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a 10 out of 10 for me, but I know it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Like, so it's
Or,
just
or like a
personally
movie
10 out
that
of 10.
like The Sandlot. That was my favorite movie growing up,
Yeah.
like forever.
Yeah.
And I just, I still love that movie.
Yeah.
So that's why it's one of my favorites.
For sure.
So
For sure.
it's more quality versus just what you have fun or what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, like a 10 out of 10 is just a movie that has, it could be super high replay value, a movie that just like has always meant something to me, nostalgia.
Yeah.
But a perfect movie, when I say something that's a perfect movie, I mean like it has everything I just said plus like technically, film-wise, it is perfect. Like Jurassic Park's a perfect movie. There's no flaws in
Yeah.
that movie.
I gotta watch that again.
Silence of the Lambs is a perfect movie. There's just no flaws from start to
Newman and Jurassic
finish.
Park, because I didn't watch Jurassic Park for the first time until like a few years ago, and I was like, because I've watched Seinfeld my whole life, and like Newman was in that, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like I'd never seen him in anything other than Seinfeld,
Yeah.
and I couldn't think of him as anything other than Newman,
Yeah.
but it was really funny,
It's always fun when you see like
yeah,
actors and other things that you didn't realize they were in. Especially
Yeah.
like when you know somebody for like movies they've done in your lifetime and you watch an old movie for the first time and you're like, is that a young so-and-so?
Yeah.
Like it's
Like,
always crazy.
in The Wire, there's a lot of those. Like
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan is in The Wire, and he's like 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like really young. And then Holly in The Office, she's in The Wire too.
Really?
And she like, it's a completely different character, obviously, because she's like a police officer.
Love The Office.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier. I
Yeah.
was like,
Friends,
What
The
a show.
Office, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is another great sitcom.
Did you still like it after Michael left?
I enjoy it. I think it definitely like takes a step
Yeah.
back, but like
Yeah.
I might actually I stopped watching when you left.
It's not. I wouldn't like rewatch those episodes.
Yeah.
it's always tough
Like
when
I
a
watched
character
them and they
leaves,
were like
though.
there was good moments, but it's not like the ones that I'm like, oh, I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the other seasons where you're like,
literally
I
have
want to
not
rewatch
watched them.
those.
But then like Dwight's wedding, he comes back and like it just adds extra zing to it because like you're like
Michael.
he says that's what she said and they both start tearing up and you're like you're tearing up after he said that's what she said.
Who's your favorite top 3 Office characters?
I love Jim. I think that's a basic pick, but I love Jim. I love Dwight. I don't want to say Jim, Dwight, and Michael, but it might be Jim, Dwight, and Michael.
Do you
Kabi?
hate Pam? Because I hear
You
people
hated Pam?
No, I don't. I'm just asking.
No, I don't hate Pam, but I've heard
all
people
over,
do.
Yeah, all over the internet. I'm like,
Especially in
everyone
season 8
hates
and
Pam.
9. Everybody hates Pam.
Well, she does get kind of annoying then.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
no, I think she's a good character.
Yeah,
She's funny.
My
I like
favorite-
her. I like her friendship with Dwight.
Yeah.
How they're like, I don't know. It's so weird.
I would say for me it would be
I do love Kevin.
Jim,
Ashton
Michael.
Kutcher.
Oh shoot, we might just have the same.
I mean, Jim, Michael, and
I mean,
Dwight are the
yeah.
three
Nah.
that carry the show, though.
Stanley, I love
Dude, Stanley is. There's not a bad character in
No.
that show.
Well-
Like, oh well, okay.
The later seasons they added
Yeah.
some bad characters.
I even I liked Pete.
I liked Robert California.
Dude, Robert California was awesome.
he was crazy.
James Spader. He was another one. I had never seen James Spader in a
Oh.
movie other than he was Ultron in Age of Ultron, but you don't see him.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I watched The Office and then I started watching old movies, I'm like, that's a young James Spader. And like you just think Robert California, I was like, he was good looking when he was when he was a kid.
I didn't like Will Ferrell in
Yeah,
the
he wasn't that
Office.
great.
I think because
Yeah.
his stint was so limited, I get behind it.
Mhm,
I think if
okay.
he was there to stay, I would have gotten annoyed with that character. But because it's like short-lived, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I forget that he was in there, but I remembered it and I was like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't like Will Ferrell or anything.
Really?
I don't. That's just like
Funny.
that's my hot take. I
Step
don't know.
Brothers?
I've never no.
Is
He's,
that your
Step
favorite Will
Brothers.
Ferrell
he's
movie?
never made me
Probably.
laugh. I don't
If
think
I'm
I've-
saying where Will Ferrell's the lead, I'm probably going Talladega Nights. Now,
That
if
one's
you're just
funny,
saying
too.
movies Will Ferrell's in, it's Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
But he's not really the lead in that. All you get is,
No.
Ma, meatloaf. I do love Wedding Crashers.
I don't think I've ever laughed at a single Will Ferrell joke. I'm sorry.
You don't like Elf?
Oh,
No, I
Elf
hated
is
Elf.
awesome.
So
I
Elf's
hate
your,
Elf.
so Elf's your Polar Express.
I guess so.
Everybody loves it and you hate
Oh,
it?
I hate it.
Dude,
Oh,
Polar Express,
it's
man.
just so.
We're back at it.
The animation is so outdated in that
Yeah.
movie. But it's kind of like charming how outdated and bad it is, I think.
I hate everybody in that movie.
The one kid is so annoying.
They're all annoying.
I gotta rewatch it.
But the kid with glasses, yes.
I just kind of like vaguely remember like the factory part and like all of the just like
it's not charming. That's
really
not
weird stuff. Yeah.
That's not the North Pole.
See, I like the Santa Claus North Pole, or even like Fred Claus has a good North Pole.
Elf was a good pole.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't like the North Pole and Pole Express. I do like the scene with like all the puppets. That scene, like, I didn't like it as a kid because it's scary, but that scene now, like, that's like the scene that lets me give it a 3 instead of like a 2 or a 1.
What about the hot chocolate song?
Dude, if I
when it's
can,
sloshing
if
around?
I can go the rest of my life never hearing that song again, I'd be happy.
Oh, come on. Well, okay. Do you got anything else? Any other thoughts?
I think that's all my hot takes. And
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure I have more, but
yeah. Thank you for coming on, though.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me.
Got to have you on again sometime.
For sure, yeah. Just text me.
Great episode, but yeah, thanks for listening.